As we close off Women's Month today, we continue to profile remarkable women across the board who have been a source of inspiration in the different spheres of their work. Now, Carla Sharpe has been with the South African Square Kilometre array, the SKA project, for several years now. The SKA is an international effort to sort of build the world's largest radio telescope. The sheer scale of the SKA represents a huge leap forward in engineering, technology and research as well as development. Well, she's responsible for the planning, the negotiating and the implementation of the strategic and funding solutions for the Africa program across the 8 African partner countries, inclusive of the African VLBI Network program. Conceptualizing and implementing the African Colocation Programme and associated activities. She joins us now via Zoom. Carla, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here, and good morning to all the viewers.
It's an absolute pleasure having you join us this morning, Carla. And as we close off Women's Month, what are your impressions of how women are leading the charge in terms of just positioning science and radio astronomy as a medium that will positively impact lives in Africa through technology?
Well, I think many more women have become involved in this arena, and I think Women's Month is a wonderful way to acknowledge the great contributions that are being made in science and technology, in particular the space sciences and technology. And I look forward to witnessing their great strides forward. It's really important for us to let young women know across the continent that space sciences, technology and engineering are possibilities for their future, and that they can engage in this arena.
And before we delve deeper into the conversation, let's talk about what radio astronomy is, just in granular detail.
So radio astronomy is different to optical astronomy, where we are physically looking at space. Radio astronomy, we are detecting radio signals at different radio frequencies, and then using that data to piece together information, and then we are able to create images and do science from that data, similar to how radio receivers work when you listen to the radio at home.
Right, and as a continent, Carla, Africa is yet to work on an inclusive multinational space program that sort of enables Africa to highlight our own potential and capabilities in science, technology, engineering and innovation. So do we have the capacity as yet to realize this ambitious goal? And if so, how much of it? Are you seeing the necessary buy-in from government in terms of resource allocation?
Yeah, I think it is a challenge, but space technology in one way or another contributes to the solutions of all 17 of the Sustainable Development Goals. So it is an important arena for us to invest and participate in. There are skills and capacity and capabilities across Africa, and I think collaboration is key. I think it's really important that we start developing African value chains and African solutions where we collaborate together. So you are correct in that statement. I have a personal passion project that we started a decade ago called Africa to Moon, and we have designed a low-cost radio telescope receiver in the shape of a ball, and we will hopefully be deploying these to the lunar surface as a technology demonstrator in the next few years. We're waiting to hear from the launch partner whether we've been accepted. And if this is successful, then we will be deploying Africa to Moon. That will be 54 antennas that will be deployed on the far side of the moon. And this will really be Africa's first collaborative, fully designed and built space mission.
And I see that South Africa has become a destination of choice in terms of hosting of international astronomy infrastructure. So what's the level, I mean, what's your observation in terms of the level of interest from South Africans and, just members of the continent alike in terms of buying into this space?
So astronomy is it's a very useful space science in that the skills are translatable. They're translatable to other industries such as finance. The South African Radio Astronomy Observatory led the National Ventilator Project during the COVID time. So these skills are recognized as applicable to other areas, which makes it a very attractive space science to invest in. And as South Africa has taken the lead within Africa as a SKA host country, we've done our country really proud in terms of the infrastructure we've built and the science that we're doing. And this is reaping very real socioeconomic benefits and impact on the ground. So I think that this is what's generating the interest in this arena, and there is definite interest and support across Africa.
You know, Carla, I was just going through your article you penned titled Economic Growth Through Investment into Space Science and Technology, the African Colocation Programme. Now, just considering the problems that South Africa is battling with, like the unstable electricity supply, interrupted access to fiber networks, data storage infrastructure, data transport infrastructure, data analytics capability, it goes on and on. So how much of an impact will these problems have in terms of growing and developing radio astronomy?
Well, due to necessity, a number of solutions have been developed out of the building of the Meerkat telescope, a robust technology for high-performance computing that can be deployed to remote areas. A lot of data transport and storage solutions were developed out of the Meerkat program. So I think overall, governments investing in these programs do it with the sight that the innovation that comes out of these programs will address some of these challenges, and we're really working hard to do so.
And what's South Africa's contribution to, the infrastructure and the engineering planning for the Square Kilometre Array radio telescope?
So in the build-up, we built the Meerkat telescope as a precursor instrument to the SKA telescope that will be built in South Africa, and the Meerkat will be integrated into the SKA when the SKA phase 1 is complete. And South African industry has participated in the design phase of the SKA for the years from 2014 to about 2019. And so we've had a very strategic role in the development, design, and now towards the construction of the SKA.
And the AVN Colocation is a proposed Central and Southern African network of space-based industry and science infrastructure. Then in terms of making radio astronomy as an ecosystem in terms of developing this particular brand, what's the buy-in from the other African, the other African countries in terms of South Africa's, supporting South Africa's SKA ambitious goal?
The other African partners have been really supportive, and we're developing slightly unique programs in each of the countries to answer their specific challenges. But the co-location speaks to the collaboration between academia, industry, and government. So we're looking at co-locating space industry and space science in terms of the astronomy, and this allows the sites to become sustainable, generating innovation and technology development while the science is being done on these sites. And so this co-location is really leading to a sustainable road forward. And I think this is what is helping to excite and garner support for these programs.
All right, Carla, lovely chatting to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.